Mic check, mic check. There we go. Now can you hear me? Who was that? Somebody give me a thumbs up on sound. I show sound now. Mic check, check, check. No sound. Come on now. Settings, audio, mic check. Says good. Okay, now we got it. All right. Okay, thank you, Stacy. Stacy, you were the first one to alert me, but there were several more. And that's kind of the good thing about having all these connections, Craig. Thank you. You know, this is a true community. You know, if you weren't truly a part of this Hobo with Wood community, then you wouldn't have the ability to reach out and say, "Hey, stupid, we can't hear you." So thank you for that. And sorry, I thought I tested it beforehand, and I know what it was. I come in today, and the power had flickered last night. And whenever the power flickers, everything gets shut down and reset. And just all my anticipations, I forgot to check that sound before I went live. But we're here, and we're live, and now you can hear me. So what I was saying when you were trying to read my lips and going, "Hey, stupid, we can't hear you," is I've been sitting here for the last hour prepping that sign and painting and all that, and watching all your comments and watching the excitement build and how everybody's looking forward to what's going to happen today. I guess a few of you are aware that I'm going to give away a laser today to one lucky viewer, and I've got a lot of prizes actually going to go on. And initially, I had planned on doing a whole 2-year anniversary special, Hobo with Wood, kind of showing the journey from where I was, how I started, to where we are. And I realized that while that might be fun and entertaining for some, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So really, this anniversary is more about the fact that you have embraced my style and made this a regular thing. And I seen all the gifts come in, and it was greatly appreciated. I said a few weeks back, I've quit soliciting for those weekly donations. Anytime they happen, they are greatly appreciated. They're always welcome. But I don't want to do two things. I don't want to be introducing a new product every 15 minutes in one of my streams and encouraging you to go buy this because I think it's the greatest thing, but I'm also getting a cut out of it. And I don't want to be soliciting for funds constantly. But this is how I'm earning my living. And I enjoy doing it, or else I wouldn't be doing it. I never thought I would be here. 2 years ago when I started this, it was a joke. It was a complete farce. I started with just filming it with my Samsung, and the video's horrible. The audio's horrible. I'm making stupid jokes and innuendos, and I had no idea what I was doing because I'd never used a laser or Lightburn. But here we are. And if I say so myself, gotten pretty good with the lasers and with Lightburn, and I appreciate sharing what I've learned as I learn it. And I'm only going to talk briefly about one of the techniques. What do I do with it? Here it is. If you've seen that video already, you probably heard me talk about the texture and creating all these different looks. Well, this was the first one I did. Oops, I just throwed it in the floor and didn't want to throw that on the floor. This is the second one I did, and she's gluing up. And I did another thing on this one that I didn't do on the first one that added some more detail and more texture to it. I was like, oh, I got to tell them about this. And I want to show you this, and then we're going to get on with the gifts and the fun and the party. So if you haven't seen the video, this mountain scene with the engraving here, that's just a simple feel. But instead of doing it on just a regular feel engraving, I did it in an offset feel. But I didn't do it just in an offset feel. I duplicated the layers, had 2 offset fills with varying lines per inch. I think I used a 0.5 millimeter lines per inch and a millimeter lines per inch. Now that in itself wouldn't do anything, but I also varied the power greatly between those 2 offset fills. So and I have to think about it for a second. All right, the power that the LPI with the lowest number, I'm pretty sure had the lowest power, and the LPI with the large number had the larger power. And what that done was the smaller, lower power, obviously it's not going to be as engraved as darkly or as dark. Then and I may have inverted that, but the technique works either way. The one with the lower number is going to overlap with the larger number because it's half the size of the larger one. So it's getting burned twice. So it's going to come out even darker. But what I did with this one that I didn't do with the first one was once it was all engraved, and before I started the hand painting, I took my 320 sandpaper and sanded every bit of this pretty aggressively, because I went with a real good high power, so it's burnt really deep. And by sanding this whole surface, you can see the raised surface that has no engraving from the LPIs. You can see the natural wood color, and it looks like it's snow frosted on top of those outcrops of the rocks in the mountains. And that really added another, it added more depth to it. It just turned out really, really good. So that was just an experiment that I did, and I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. I should tell everybody about that. So that's all that we're going to talk about the projects that I've done this week. And I did not prepare anything in the way of any flashbacks or throwbacks. Instead, I'm going to look through the comments and try to address any questions that come up. And I don't expect a whole lot of questions. If you have any, feel free to post them. But to celebrate the 2-year anniversary, I'm giving away something. I was going to shoot for every 10 minutes, and I'm now at 3:11. So if you will and what I'm going to do, I've got a bunch of door prizes. We're going to call them door prizes. Everybody's welcome to enter for the door prizes. You can only win a door prize once. You cannot win multiple door prizes. So if you win a door prize, don't enter in another door prize giveaway. But even if you win a door prize, you're still eligible for the first place prize and the grand prize. The first place prize is an annual subscription to Lightburn. And if you already have Lightburn, then it's just a renewal for your Lightburn license. That's first prize. The grand prize is going to be a Rolly Lasermatic. And I talked with Leo this week, and still on the XW versus the MK2. He said he's got plenty of both. He wasn't clear on which one that he was going to do for the giveaway. And I think it might come down to where you're located and what's available. But regardless, it's an awesome machine. If you wanted to be doing production work or you're just like doing bigger projects, then the XW is really super nice. I just got mine this week and got that set up. But it's the same laser except for the extended width. So if you're not going to be doing production work and you just like making little arts and crafts like the stuff you can get from me on Hobo with Wood, all of those are designed on 300 by 300 material that work perfect in the regular MK2. So if you win first prize, obviously you can't win the grand prize. So first prize and the grand prize will be one winner, and everybody is welcome to enter those. If you win any of the door prizes, only enter. Don't enter again if you win one. So post, paste. So I just put in there in the comments hashtag first gift, no spaces. Hashtag first gift. I'm going to start collecting entries now. And the first gift I'm going to give away is one of two cutting boards that I did. Cutting boards got my little logo and made in Gastonia. I should say Redneck Central, but it's made in Gastonia. And this one's got the engraving. Your opinion is not part of the recipe. And you can use this, use this side as the cutting board if you want, or you just put it on a little easel and put it on the kitchen counter, and it's just something nice to look at. So again, everybody's welcome to enter this, and if you win it, you're still eligible for first and grand prize. So this is the first one. And I'm going to try to do something like this about every 10 minutes, and then we're going to give away. So let me look here. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for your gifts. I'm going to scroll back all the way to the top. And then once I get down to where I put in the hashtag first gift, I know I'm caught up, and we'll move on. It'll probably be time for the second gift. Wow, look at all the comments. Well, we got 238 folks in here. Man, y'all need to be here every week. I'm happy to do this, and I'm excited to do this. But shame on you to show up just because I'm giving away a laser. All right, let's see. Oop, wrong way, Conway. Boy, I got a lot of comments in here. Go home. Go all the way top. Okay, there we go. All right. Love seeing all of the regulars. And I'm acknowledging these and thanking you. And I'm not gonna get choked up. I'm not gonna get choked up. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Craig. Each and every one of these is truly a blessing, and like I said, it's all gonna go on a credit card, every bit of it. Chris, congrats on 2 years. For your 10th, I expect a hologram of you. We'll have AI doing it, that's for sure. Sharon, thank you very much. Kent, thank you. Dale, thank you. And I've seen a couple of comments in here where some of you said, I've even come back from fishing to catch this. Nipa, thank you very much. Now, also, seeing that this one said that's a super sticker, I was contacted this week through email from several folks who wanted to gift, but they didn't want to do it through YouTube. And PayPal is an option, and Zelle is an option. And I'm going to put those links down at the bottom for those who are interested in that. We've got to find it. I don't remember how to do all this. Okay, here we go. Show. All right, so my PayPal is paypal.me/hobo laser. No spaces. That's a PayPal that'll go directly to me, and you bypass YouTube. And then if you use Zelle, I use Zelle. I love Zelle. If you're familiar with it, you know about it. I ain't got to tell you anything else. Just search for my email, hobowithwood@gmail.com. hobowithwood@gmail.com. And I'll leave those scrolling across the bottom. And I'm going to get back here to the comments and the thank yous. Larry, thank you so very much. I never. It is surprising that I'm here. Surprising to me that I'm celebrating 2 years and actually taken seriously at doing what we're doing here. Because it was. I mean, I was playing with torches, and in fact, he don't do it much anymore. I used to watch a whole lot of Build Dad Build, and he used to do that. He used to be he'd play with flames and torches and doing all kinds of crazy stuff and making boxes for his whiskey. And but he kind of changed, and as your channels do, you kind of morph into. And I haven't been watching him as much lately because I like that crazy stuff. Let's see. Finally, I got down to y'all telling me, "Hey, stupid, no sound." Everything's caught up. All right. Good. Man, okay. And Emma, I don't want to miss anybody. I want to, so I'm trying to scroll through all these. Emma, thank you. Jesse, thank you. Dale, thank you very, very much. Bill, thank you. Gail, Karen, thank you so very much. And Moses, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. All right, I'm starting to see the first gifts. So good. I'm about getting down to the bottom. We're going to draw a winner for this one. Yep. And Geo, you did that wrong. So if you didn't do it right the first time, it's just hashtag first spelled out. Like Francis there. Hashtag first gift. Question from Chicago. Now that you have the XW, will you still be? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This, I've got some of my really large, pretty hardwoods, solid hardwoods that I didn't really want to do with the pass through, doing some just large pieces. Some will be inlays and some will just be large pieces of artwork. And the ability to do it on the one work bed is going to be really good. And I'll be featuring some videos. In fact, I told Leo if he had any type of feature or function or anything that he wanted to be featured with the Rolly, to let me know, and I'd be happy to do those for him as well. Not just about my projects, but capabilities. But yeah, the bread and butter is for that 400 by 400 or 410 by 390 work bed. That's the average diode, and that's the average diode user. So I would be shooting myself in the foot if I started only making things for that bed size. Okay. All right. Brad, thank you. Mike, thank you so very much. David, thank you, sir. Jeffrey, thank you. All right. All right. What's the see? Did you or are you going to update the camping sign on your page? Update the camping sign? Is it in what way update, Michael? Because it's on the remind me what you're asking. What was because I remember having a conversation last week about if I change anything and then I would send it out there, but I don't remember what that was. I've been so busy this week. And have I heard when the jig will be available? I have not, and there is a chance. I don't know if he'll show up. Because right now Leo is in China, and he's where he's at is exactly 12 hours different. Same time for Chris down under. It's 3:30 in the morning right now for Leo, so he's invited. He may or may not be up to do this. And if Dimitri pops in and he wants to join in, I sent the link to Leo and asked him to forward it to Dimitri if he wanted Dimitri instead. But if Dimitri shows up, I can send him the link and he can join in and answer some of those questions. The way that the way that the file is in Lightburn now with the double offsets is how I've done it. So I haven't changed anything from that. Only thing I did different on the second one was just actually sanding the whole mountain engraving, and that made that top surface pop. Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, Dimitri's here. Hey, Dimitri. I'm gonna take 2 seconds and go over here to Facebook and send Dimitri the link. And Dimitri, what I'd like to do is I'm going to do a whole bunch of these door prizes, and then I'll send, or I'll, if you can be with us for the next 60 minutes or so, I'll just say, hey, it's time for the first prize, grand prize, and then maybe you can jump in and participate here as a Rolly rep. But let me send you the link. Dimitri, there you are. And let's see. Nope. I want to do. Nope. Gotta get it. I thought I had it. Invite. Copy. Paste. Okay. So Dimitri, I sent you the link to join the stream, and like I said, I'll let you know. I want to go through all these gifts first, and we're getting ready to give away the first one right now. Switching to the draw, so you guys can see this live. Let's turn off Guillermo, and we'll draw for the first one. And I should have some music or a drum roll or something. Marco Alvarez. All right. So what I'm going to do is, there it is. Notes. Marco Alvarez. Opinion. Cutting board. All right. Now, Marco, email me your information, your address to hobowithwood@gmail.com. hobowithwood@gmail.com. Email me your contact information and that you won the opinion cutting board, and I'll get that out probably Monday. And I'm not limiting these giveaways either. Just like the laser is available to anybody watching, all the door prizes are available to anybody watching. Postage probably going to cost a lot, but you guys are blessing me today, and I'm going to bless everybody with the opportunity to participate. I wouldn't feel right about not making it available to everybody. So that was the first prize, or not the first prize, but the first door prize. Second door prize, it's another mini cutting board, but this one is that Halloween fun one. Cutting board with all of the famous knives from all the different horror movies. You got Scream, Jason, Freddy Krueger, It. I forget who this is. It's anonymous, I think it was, but I forget the movie. And then Chucky. So this will be the second door prize. And the giveaway, let's see here. Draw again. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong button, stupid. Let's try again. Try again. No. Go back. There we go. Back button. All right. Choose a live stream. That one and this one we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna do hashtag knife, and I'm going to put that in the comments so you can do it exactly right. Copy, paste. All right, so if you put in hashtag knife, we'll draw a winner for that one. Now let's go on down here. Well, Jimmy, I'm sorry you were late, but we gave the laser away first thing. Now we're just giving out all the other prizes. You've probably been here long enough to know that that's a lie. Peter, that's scrolling across the bottom if you haven't seen that already. And you may have asked that question before I even made the comments about how to do it. Okay. So Dimitri says, thanks for the invitation, but I finally found some time from support and on my way to grocery shopping. Yes. You know, Dimitri has been busy because when you get your Rolly, be it the MK2 and or the XW, they set up an hour's time or a lot for an hour's time for you, your new Rolly owner, to get you set up and fully operational, make sure everything's working correctly, and help you through the process of learning how to use that laser and get you started on your first project. So they've been sending a lot of lasers out, and so he's been very, very, very busy. All right. Got all the congratulations to Marco. My current Rolly is the 1030. Does the Rolly XW have that option? Yes, it's the same. It's the same laser. The only difference between the MK2 and the XW is the larger the width. That's the only difference. Oh boy. Okay, chat and show are not in sync. Well, I can't control any of that. Hopefully it's just your connection, Lyle, and not on this end. Hopefully. Refresh your connection and see what you got. Are those patterns available? The ones for the cutting board? Those are not my originals. I just copied those from some of the SVGs online. You can Google search them and find them. If you don't see them, or it's not something that I would sell because it's not mine. But if you don't see them, and even if you do, if you just want the file, since I'm not going to sell it, and I'll just give it to you. If you email me at hobowithwood@gmail.com, since the file's already in, I've got it in a Lightburn format. I'll be happy to share that with you. Just email me and say, hey, I'm interested in those, but be specific because I won't remember this in an hour. I'm interested in the horror knife or the opinion cutting boards, and I'll be happy to share it because it's not mine. All the knives. Lots of knives. Yes, Tennessee wood signs. You can only win one door prize. So Marco's not able to enter in this one. And if his name comes up, we're going to draw again. You can win one door prize. But even if you win a door prize, you are still qualified to win either the first prize and or the grand prize. These honestly are things that I made throughout this past year that have been just laying in my shop and accumulating dust. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like doing uh, what do you call those events and fair craft shows and all that. So to celebrate my viewers and my 2-year anniversary, I just give away a lot of this stuff. And but I do want to keep one winner for the door. You only win one door prize, but everybody winning is still available for first or grand. But you can't win first and grand. Let's see here. And Denny says, hopefully getting his on Tuesday night. Yeah, hopefully FedEx doesn't mess you up. FedEx has been terrible with everybody I see in the automation Facebook group. They'll get one package and then they get the next one. And it has to do with how big this thing is. The box says it weighs 62 pounds. And the other box 2, which has just got your laser module in it, it's just a little shoebox size. And for whatever reason, it has to do with the logistics the way FedEx does their packages. Those little shoebox sizes, they'll get separated from the bigger stuff and they'll get put on, some smaller trucks or, or whatever. And they typically get to you first and then this thing will show up. Hopefully it all comes together, but I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get a day or two delay, and it's because of FedEx and the way they do things. Let's see. Why are we saying knife in the chat? I just jumped on V. That is for, I'm giving away door prizes. And the door prize right now is this little cutting board. And that's the key word for entering the drawing for that. I've got a bunch of door prizes to give away, and then we're going to give out the big one. And North Pole says his is fine. So, yeah, hopefully it's not across the whole thing. Well, my apologies, V. I'm sorry. This looks a lot better usually when it's a little bit pixelated. Yeah, and Big Papa says, ladies and gentlemen, grab those 2-liter RC colas. Got mine, raise them high, and let's toast the star for two years of greats. Well, thank you. And speaking of my RC, not only did I get my laser this week, but also received a couple of things. While I was at LBX last year, Patrick and I went to, I hope I say this correctly, Perillo's, and it's hot dog, and they got sandwiches, and it was the first time I ever had a Chicago dog, and when in Rome, so I ordered a Chicago dog. Thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. And if you're not familiar with the Chicago style hot dog, the saying from is you cook your hot dog and you drag it through the garden. Drag it through the garden, because a Chicago style hot dog, you got a nice poppy seed bun that's steamed good, hot and fresh, all beef hot dog with a natural casing. Perillo's uses the Vienna beef dogs. Mustard. Under no circumstances whatsoever do you put ketchup on a Chicago dog. Mustard, relish, and this relish they use up there, it looks like something that's a cross between relish, Jello, and something from Mars. It is freaky looking because it almost looks translucent and glowing in the dark at the same time. And it's not really green, but it's not. And okay, but I'm here. So hot dog, mustard, relish, sport peppers, a dill pickle, and 2 tomato wedges. Sounded kind of, but I tell you, after that first bite, I was sold. I was told. Oh, and onions. I did not do the onions because I don't like raw onions, period. But it was incredible. And I got the urge this past weekend for a Chicago dog. and got to looking, and they'll ship them to you. So I got Vienna Beef to send me a pack of 8 hot dogs so I can make my Chicago dogs, and it came with a hat. So I was like, hey, cool. Now, I don't wear hats often, but whenever I was down in Louisiana hanging out at John Schneider's place, I got a hat from him, and he actually autographed it, but I've worn it out and worn the autograph completely off. But I also received 2 gifts this week. And your RC Cola comments what brought all this up. Carl sent me an RC Cola hat, but above and beyond the RC Cola hat, and Carl, I haven't taken this out of the plastic because I'm afraid to get it dirty. But Carl also does, in addition to laser work, he does embroidery. And he made me a hat. It's hobowithwood.com, and it's got my logo on there, my little hobo, and in the RC, and in the 2-year anniversary. But being that it's all white, and I'm a messy guy, I didn't want to ruin the hat, so it's still in plastic. So thank you, Carl. I enjoyed my hot dogs, and I got some nice hats, and I got me a nice laser. And now we're going to jump over here and give away the knife board. Auto. I don't know if any of those knives worked or not because I forgot to hit the start collecting button. So it's good to do these things now with these little things so we don't screw up on the big one. So let me hit the start collecting button. Yeah, if you want that knife cutting board, hit #knife. Even if you did it before, do it again because I didn't have the collection button going. I'm not so bright sometimes. Let's see here. We'll get that going. And okay, question mark from Jesse. On CO2 videos, I see presenters saying something like, I changed the standard lens with a 2-inch lens. Why different lenses? Well, I use my CO2 this much. And typically the reason you're changing lenses, I haven't heard them talking about changing the lenses on the CO2 nearly as much as you hear them talking about it with the galvos and stuff, I think. But it's all about, I think, your focal point. I think. And on the CO2s, they'll have different tube lengths that will change the length of that laser. And I think it has to do with the size of your focal point, I think. I am not, and this is, it's not a weak thing. It's actually kind of what keeps me real, not real, genuine. No, more relatable. There you go. This is what makes me probably a little more relatable than some is I don't know enough about the tech to lose you in tech talk, but from what I've observed, it all has to do with the focal length and maybe spot size and focal length. And focal length, maybe the larger the focal length, the thicker the material you can cut out. But I don't do enough with it, and I've never changed my lenses, so I can't give you an absolute. No, the moonshine's not going to be in the prize. That's I'm about out of my pineapple, so I got to go. I'll probably finish off the regular and make some more pineapple. But the other two are probably more collector's items than they are anything. What is the project you're most proud of? Oh, wow. I don't have any one thing that just comes to mind. Uh, I like, you know, I enjoy doing a lot of different variations, variable. I really enjoy doing the inlays, and for the first time in a long time, and I plan to do this already, but I've just been so busy with the anniversary stuff. I'm going to be getting out my open gantry laser and setting it up and doing a huge tabletop inlay. And and I've told you guys, I'm not going to be bouncing around from manufacturer to manufacturer and talking about a new laser every other week. But I was contacted by a laser company this week and asked me if I would demo their laser. And I looked at it and I'm like, it's just an open gantry machine. The biggest thing I hate about open gantry machines is the amount of assembly required on 90% of them. I do not want to put an erector set together whenever I get a laser. If you haven't watched this unboxing video, this is one of the slickest unboxings that you'll ever see as far as assembly goes. You take it out of the box, plug it up, put the laser module on, you're ready to go. But this particular laser did pique my interest because they had an extension set, but it wasn't just on the X. They had an extension that's X and Y, and it had, and this extension set made this laser have, instead of a 400 or 410 work area, it was 850 by 850. It was massive. And I told him, I said, if you'll send me your XY extensions with the 850, XY extension, I will do a demo and on that laser, just because of, I haven't seen a laser that can do that. And that would be something that I would feature or talk about. But I don't have any one particular project that I like better than the rest. I just enjoy doing this stuff and sharing what I learned. And no, you haven't missed it yet. All right. In fact, we're going to. I need to pick the pace up. We're gonna be here. We ain't gonna be no 5-hour video because y'all want to win a laser, and I got a lot of stuff to give away. So switch, draw. We're drawing for the knife, and the lucky winner for this one will be John Bullock. John Bullock. All right, go over here to notes, and we're going to create John Bullock, and he got the knife board. All right, same thing for you, John. Go over and email me. Email me your mailing information to hobowithwood@gmail.com, hobowithwood@gmail.com, and I will get your cutting board out to you. All right, now, these next ones are going to have a varying appeal. These are some that I really enjoy, the projects. This one was my first attempt at this particular project, so it's not something that I would sell because of a cosmetic issue, but it's going to be a fine gift, and nobody's going to know it once you hang it up, because the issue is I put my logo on sideways and upside down. So this is the first version of the flat that I did that says sweeter than honey. And then it has Psalms 119, 103. How sweet to my tongue is your promise, sweeter than honey to my mouth. So, if you appreciate, scripture, and then this is going to be the next one. And I'm going to go back, and this time we're going to do it right the first time. So we're going to do, this one is going to be hashtag copy, paste, enter, and start collecting. Well, come on. Why ain't you let me start? Oh, got to click live stream, stupid. All right. So that's working. So it already shows me 17 entries. So this sweeter than honey. And this will go out to the next lucky winner. And then the next 3 that I'm doing, and I'm going to do these pretty quick because I don't want to keep you guys here forever and ever and ever. But I'm going to do 3 crosses. I've got the old rugged cross. Now, this one I really, really like because I was able to figure out a way to actually engrave a fake wood grain on the crosses. And it's done so that, these run vertical and these, are horizontal here and here. But on a hill far away stood an old rugged cross. That one I got right. And got the wooden sawtooth in there to hang it from. So that'd be one of the next ones. So that's old rugged cross. Then I've got John 3:16 cross that I'll be giving away. And like I said, I really, really like these. And then the last one, the last cross is my Love God cross. And it's a multi-layered piece with the Celtic knots and the letters. And then the last door prize that I'll give away will be one of the camping signs. And then I got to put the rope on here to hang it. And then we'll give them away first prize and the grand prize. For those who were late getting here, the first prize is a 1-year subscription to Lightburn. If you already have Lightburn and you don't need to purchase your subscription to Lightburn, you might need to do a renewal, or you can put this on hold until it's time to do your renewal, and you'll get a free renewal with Lightburn. Then the grand prize is going to be a Rolly laser, and it includes a year subscription to Lightburn. So you get the software and the laser as the grand prize. All right. So without further ado, let's get over here and say draw for honey. Okay. Koalaby. Is that right? Koalaby Creations. I hope I'm saying that right. You are the lucky winner of honey. So let's do this. All right. So be sure you email me at hobowithwood@gmail.com, your mailing information, and I'll get that out to you. Now let's go back, choose live stream. The next one is going to be Old Rugged Cross. Hashtag copy, paste, and start collecting. So if you're interested in the Old Rugged Cross, hashtag rugged. Hashtag rugged. Right. Let's roll on down these comments while those are getting collected. Carl says FedEx delivered my box 1 and 2 to the door next door, or to the house next door. Yeah, okay. Well, at least they both got there and they both went to the wrong place, the same wrong place. Yeah, I tell you what, Big Papa, if that was an impressive hot dog, but if you're convenient and close enough that you can go to Portello's, is that what it is? Not Pirello's, Portello's. If you can go there and just like driving across town or whatever, awesome. But if it's a trip for you, Vienna Beef will send you all the makings for 8 hot dogs, and I think it comes out to about $5 or $6 a hot dog, something like that. It's not terrible, and everything shows up in a dry ice refrigerator. Or not, it's not even dry ice; it's just a frozen insulated box, and it's worth the money. If Portillo's is not convenient, if it is, you're a lucky man. Thank you, David. Thank you very much. FedEx, when you absolutely positively need it, when they feel like it. If you can only win one, either the XW or the subscription to Lightburn, I think not many will want to go for the subscription because they want to win. Yo, Bob, you're a fart smeller. You are. Yes, sir. So we'll invert that. We'll invert that drawing. Thank you for pointing that out. So what we'll do is we'll do the grand prize first. So everybody's going to jump on board and want to win that laser and the subscription. Thank you for pointing that out. Then everybody gets a chance to win that. And then if you didn't win that and you still would like to get the opportunity to win that Lightburn subscription, I'll do a separate drawing after the laser. Is that mo better? I think that'd be mo better. Thank you for pointing that out. It's good to have some smart people in the chat. Yeah, Kevin, that's there more of just as a trophy thing, and the bragging rights. I mean, I met John at his place a couple of years ago at his birthday party. I had my car in a car show, and he had a great big birthday party at his house down in Louisiana. He lived in Louisiana at the time. And I went down there to be in the car show and had an opportunity to meet him. And that was an awesome experience. Then I come back home, and then over a year later, I started doing the lasers. Then after doing the lasers, I got the idea. He came out with the moonshine. And I said, okay, that's cool. I said, and they're really cool bottles. But they're, I think they're 750 milliliter. Yeah, 750 milliliter. And they look like the old, jugs. But this isn't convenient for sneaking into your sporting events. I said, you know what'd be cool is a really first class flask. So I did some research and found some leather wrapped glass bottle flask, and this is one of my rejects, but I designed his logo, the 01 Revenuers Reserve logo, in a Lightburn file and engraved some laser flask and sent it to him. Next thing I know, I'm in business with John Schneider, and it's just kind of like, oh, cool. I grew up watching him and Daisy. Does not make no qualms about it. It was more about watching Daisy than it was Bo, but I loved watching the police cars and the police chases and all that too. But to grow up there and then meet him and then doing business with him, those actually will probably be going away in the next. They probably might not even see them in the next video. I'm gonna put them up. I don't partake much. You know how long they've been sitting there. I don't partake much anymore. Yep, that's exactly what it sounds like. Oh, and I didn't finish telling you about that relish that's a cross between relish, gelatin, and something from Mars. But I researched that. I was like, what is it about that relish that looks so funny? It almost looks like gelatin and translucent, but all it is your standard pickle relish. But to give it that look, they just add blue food coloring. And just by adding blue food coloring to the relish, it makes it that funky neon green and translucent glow in the dark, but it adds nothing to the flavor. It just changes the aesthetics of it, and that's all it is. But yeah, they're saying put your hot dog on a bun and then drag it through the garden. And man, I shared some with some family, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we ain't eating that." So I cut a half hot dog. I said, "All right, take one bite. You got to try it before you say you don't, because it's not like anything a Southerner's ever put in his mouth before." And they all devoured it. It's an incredible, incredible taste. Something you might not think of doing it. All right. So let's switch over and give this away. Switch, draw. We are drawing for the rugged cross. And the winner is Andy. And I don't know if it's Andy Forte or Andy Fort. Depends on where you're at and how you want to say it. Andy Fort, and he's got rugged. All right, so email me your mailing information at hobowithwood@gmail.com, and I will get rugged out to you. Hashtag start collecting. Hashtag John. Hashtag John. And that'll be for John 3:16. And you guys know that I try to be as inclusive as I can. So if there are any non-religious or non-Christian folks that are watching and feel left out right now, my apologies. Like I said, these are just designs that I created. And all of the designs that I create and sell, before I create them and put them out for sale, I make multiples of them and make sure they're going to work. And I got stuff laying everywhere. So I'm not trying to be discriminatory with the Christian crosses, but it's just I got so many on, and they are very popular, but they're not going to be popular for everybody. And the drawings reflect that. Only half the folks are entering for those, and I understand that, and I appreciate it. I just hope that you understand I'm not discriminating. It's just what I've got sitting here. All right. On. Not sure what that was, but Dimitri's, oh God, I think it's supposed to be, oh God, Steve. I don't know what happened. I did something to me. Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's what I thought, Dimitri. In changing those lenses is so that by changing the focal length of that laser, and it's focal length is how long is that optimal focal length. So by making the focal length larger, then you're able to cut through thicker material. Yeah, and that was an assumption on my part, and I assumed right. But I promise you, I will never be a fountain of knowledge. When I tell you, if I tell you I'm guessing or speculating, I mean, if I am guessing or speculating, I'm going to tell you this is what I think or what I understand. Yeah, I said Pirellos and it's Portellos. Yeah, like I said, that was my first time, and that was awesome. Yep, and then Steve says a longer focal length in a CO2 will keep the beam in focus longer, but enlarge the focal spot size, so better for cutting, but worse for engraving. Yeah, better for cutting out that thicker stuff. Is John still selling the? If he's still, you meant the flask? Yeah, he's still selling the flask. And I just deleted that ticker. It's johnschneiderstudios.com. johnschneiderstudios.com. And the flask are on there, and he's offering them just as is, and he also offers them autographed. And I strongly, if you're regardless how you feel about the flag and the current state of our country right now, as divided as it is, I strongly recommend watching the movie To Die For by John Schneider. And because it shows both sides, and it has it's got a really I did not see it coming. The ending is wow. Okay, did not see that coming. And usually I can predict what's happening, or I can see the story. I know the story before it's over, but I didn't with this one. And those are available at johnschneiderstudios.com. Trying not to ignore anybody's questions, but I want to try to get through these giveaways. On the Rolly XW, what is the thread size for the laser head mounting screws? Oh, I don't know that. It's an Allen head screw. And as far as is a cap head, yes, I do believe it's a cap head, Allen head. Cap head usually just, it's the flat. But on the thread size, I don't know. But if you hit up Dimitri on the Rolly Automation Group, Facebook group, that is something that I'm sure if he doesn't know, he can tell you. All right, so I'm just now getting caught up to the honey comment or the honey entries. I'm trying to get through all these and get down to everybody, because I know you guys are chomping at the bits, and I'm an hour in. Let's see here. Okay, John says he thinks the nicest project yet is the barn, the silo, the windmill, and the truck, so that's the farm package. And I enjoyed that one. That whole package, that was one of you guys asked for a windmill, so I designed a windmill. And then somebody said, "Hey, it'd be nice if there was a barn to go with that windmill, and then the barn, and then the silo, and then I already had the truck. I just had to it just took on a life of its own. Not something that I would ever personally use or put up, but I did enjoy designing it, and the different, making the gussets on the bottom to reinforce it, to have minimal tongue, tabs and slots, and then hiding all the. I like the creativity part of it. I enjoyed creating it. I absolutely love those crosses. I actually reduced these to about 4 inches high to give to friends. If you're doing the text and doing them 4 inches, that's some, but you can do that with the Rolly. You sure can. I don't know which laser you're working with there, Karen, but now I'm down to the ruggeds. Scrolling. I'm scrolling as fast as I can, trying not to miss any questions that pop up. But I know why y'all here. I know y'all not here to ask questions today. But if there are any, I don't want to miss them. Eurofighter asked Kevin if he'd heard anything on the CNC software from Lightburn. I have not. Everything I keep hearing is the next quarter, end of the year. It was supposed to have been released in October last year. They did a lot of projects at the LBX last year. That was my whole reason for going to LBX and then it didn't happen. And even though they're using it and they said it's still not ready. Wow. You lucky dog. Dale's only a couple miles from Portello's. All right. Oh wow, that's Roger said he didn't even have to open box number 2. FedEx opened it for him. They used it like a football. Brandon's asking no flash script. Oh, you know what? I did talk about doing t-shirts. Yeah, we'll give away some. What we'll do, I'm going to continue with these, and then once I got done with these, we'll do the grand prize and the Lightburn, and then for those that are still hanging around, then I will do a t-shirt and some flask. But I don't want to just drag this out for infinity because I was shooting for 90 minutes. I'm at an hour now. Question, unlaser related. What car do you show? I'll tell you, and then you'll have to Google it and look it up because most likely you will not have heard of it. It is a Japanese K car, and K is spelled Kei. Japanese or K car, K car, depends on who you. But I'm pretty sure it's K car, but it's Kei, and the model is a Suzuki Cappuccino. Suzuki Cappuccino. It is a JDM car, Japanese domestic market, right-hand drive. But what makes mine so special is I'm special, so I have to do something crazy. They come with a little 3-cylinder engine in them, and they're little turbocharged. It's the same little 3-cylinder turbo that come in the Suzuki Swifts that you could buy here in the U.S. So they were peppy, but they had electronic governors on them and all kinds of things that restricted them to a max speed of 83 miles an hour. And the K cars are limited to that 83 miles an hour because the wheelbase on them is that of a golf cart. The K cars are in a special category in Japan that limit their horsepower. It limits the length and the width, and it puts it into a special insurance classification in Japan and encourages folks to drive those K cars for fuel economy, for environmental, for cost, and safety, all kinds of things. Well, I got mine and I drove it for a little bit and I said, okay, this is fun. It's zippy, but I need more power. I needed to pull a Tim Taylor and from Tool Time. And I yanked the little 3-cylinder engine out of it and dropped in the Hayabusa, the Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle engine, world's fastest production bike there for a while. And now she's pushing, and the original engine had like 60 horsepower, and now the Busa is pushing 200 horses, and it's the size of a golf cart. So you want to talk about something that's terrifying? Sitting in the passenger seat on the left side of the car, and a car that size, at speeds well over 100 miles an hour, it'll make you pucker. But that's what I took to John's. Let's see here. All right. Before I'm scrolling more, we're going to give this away. Draw. We're drawing for John 3:16. And the winner is Brad Salisbury. There's a name I'm very familiar with. Brad. But I can't spell it. Brad Salisbury. John. All right. So Brad, I've got your information, but I don't have your mailing information. So email me your mailing information so I can get this out to you. And that was John. All right. Now we're going to do the Love God. And go back here. Choose live stream. That one. Hashtag. And hashtag love. That's a difficult one to keep up with. Hashtag love. If you want the multi-layered Celtic Love God cross. Now this one, I'll have to put a hanger on it. I didn't put a hanger on this one, but I will. I've got some alligator hangers on it. I'll put a little hanger on there. So it can be hung up and displayed. That's the last cross. Hashtag love. Uh, do, 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 do. Jeff says I should quit drinking, but my dad said not to, or said to don't be a quitter. Yeah, that's the joke for AA, or it's that's for quitters. But I used to drink like a fish. I love whiskey, but I've said it before. Since my strokes, I can't I can't drink. Uh, it just brings my emotions to the top, and I turn into a little baby. So I just, for mental health reasons, I just don't partake like I used to. Uh, Uncle Ron says, I choose not to partake on any day that doesn't end in Y. Yesterday and today are fine. Tomorrow I'll take off. Yep. Yeah, I used to say I only drink on days that end in Y. Yep. But not anymore. All right. So I'm down to John. Keep scrolling, baby. Scrolling. When I see those 3 question marks like that, I pause to see what's going on. I told myself I should quit drinking, but I refuse to listen to a drunk who talks to himself. uh, and come on. No, it doesn't matter on caps. I'm pretty sure, but anytime I put it up on the display like that, and I didn't even think about doing the sharing that screen, but when I do the drawings, I'll share the screen like that, so you can do it exactly like I've got it. That way, whenever we get around to the grand prize, you've done it exactly as it's set up. But I don't think it matters on the others. Uh, ba, ba, ba. All right, we got down. We've done. I'm down. Ooh, what's this one? Smart Alex says, I think you should make a video showing your method of applying triple thick glaze. I can never get mine to look as glossy as yours. It's tricky. Weather has a lot to do with it. And putting it on heavy and multiple coats and hours and days between coats, because that triple thick glaze, it's great it gives you a really glossy, like a glass like finish, but it takes forever for it to cure. I I thought I might use a little infrared heat and maybe try and get it to cure a little faster. I tried that once. That didn't work. It ended up just bubbling everything and bringing all the moisture and stuff up out of the wood and breaking. I may have had the heat just too close to it, but the best bet is I do a heavy application, horizontally and heavy vertical, and sit, then sand it. After it's set and cured, sand it slick, and then another 2 heavy coats, and let that sit. And then on that, it should be nice and smooth and slick, but it's got to go on heavy. If you see any dry spray to it at all, then you're not being heavy enough with it. It does take some practice to get good with that triple thick. I do not have a video on that wood grain effect, Connie, but all that was a wood grain SVG that just in a plank size, and I scaled it up to the size I needed it for that particular design. And then just to give it the appearance of the crosses overlapping, I cut it so that the horizontal part of the cross had the grains running horizontally, vertical was running vertically, of course. But but it was just a simple SVG that I cut on there. And then when I engraved it, I did it at a very, very low power just to stain the wood and mark the wood. But I don't have an actual video of that. And I'm torn, guys, on what to do with you as far as videos. I enjoy doing projects. And what I like doing, like on this camping one I just did, the camping video this week, I don't know, it was an hour and something long maybe, and you may care nothing about camping, but the design technique that I use in Lightburn, showing how I did that, how I created the mountains, how I did these jagged parts, how I did the trees, how using the node editing features and all the different tools in Lightburn, folks are commenting. It's like, yeah, I don't care for the design, but I learned so much watching that video. So I'm like, okay. And then the downside is I teach you exactly how to do a complete project. Then you can go make it. You don't need to go over to hobowithwood.com and buy it. But I enjoy teaching and showing the design process instead of just showing, hey, look, the laser can cut this out nice, and here's the finished piece. I like showing the whole design part of it. And Papa's saying the same thing. He'd like to see a video on that application. What I need and what I've been looking for is, Clack's got those glasses that he uses that he's able to record firsthand what's going on. I don't like those because of the aspect ratio or the it's in a portrait mode instead of landscape mode. And I've been searching for glasses that will allow you to film in landscape in a 16:9. I haven't found any yet that are reasonable, but I really feel like to do a really quality video of me doing the finish application and stuff like that, it would look a whole lot better if it was filmed first person point of view. So instead of, and then I got to worry about, camera angles but I'm working on some ideas to try and make that happen. Videos like that. There's another, yeah. A lot of you have the trick, the right climate, right temperature. And then, like I said, the biggest trick though is just I put it on heavy, but then you got to let it sit for days because you put it on so heavy, it's just it'll be gummy and tacky for a while. The one kind of good thing about that is if you get a fingerprint in it, you can usually, with a soft buffing towel, generate enough heat and that it'll flatten back out. All right. Let's do another. We're going to do the camper, go back. Hashtag camping. Hashtag camping. And that'll be for, and that's a 12-inch round. I'd rather be camping. Got my logo, and that one I actually put my autograph on and the date. And if it's not something that appeals to you personally, then hey, if you go to auto fair, if you go to craft shows and I don't know, you win it and you want to sell it. I don't care. But if you're a camper or you enjoy the RV lifestyle or just rather be camping, hey, go for it. And that'll be the last one of the door prizes before we give away a laser. All right, 280 of you here, 279 of you. We're getting ready to give away a Rolly Lasermatic again. Make sure I'm focused. Yep. Having checked with Leo about which Rolly it's going to be, he just told me, he said he's got the MK2s available and he's got the XWs available in various warehouses. And he did not specify to me which laser he was going to be shipping. And I think that Again, this is an assumption because he wasn't clear on which one he was going to do. I think he's waiting to see where the winner's at and from which warehouse that the laser is going to need to ship from. And because if we said, okay, it's going to be the MK2, and then the lucky winner is in Australia, and there are no MK2s that he can ship that either from China or from wherever the closest proximity to Australia, and he has to ship it all, from LA back to, then he'd go with a different option. So I don't know, for, again, total assumptions there, but you're getting a brand new Rolly Laser-Matic. And he said that he has plenty of MK2s and the XWs. So the winner is going to get one of those two. And a free subscription for a year for Lightburn. And even if you already have your Lightburn subscription and you win the grand prize with the laser then you can just use it for renewal instead of having to worry about buying it. Let's get on down these comments. There's Chris. Hey, thank you, Chris. A squirrel food they can't miss out for squirrel food. Okay. Yep. Well, hey, it's not squirrel food, but wrong. I have to keep these right here handy while I'm recording, because she'll come over here and nudge me while I'm recording. It's like, hey. She's been good right now, because before going live, I took her out and let her do her thing and made sure she had plenty of food and water and treats. Looking for, let's see. I don't know I haven't heard anything about that. Any word on a firmware update to turn laser off? Turn laser off when not firing. Any word on a firmware update to turn laser fan off when not firing? I hadn't heard anything about that. And I get to, if it's not firing, doesn't need to be on. I'm not clear as to why that's too much of an issue. I mean, it doesn't use that much power. Is it just about noise? It's fully enclosed, so it's not that loud. And I like having that fan on, especially if it's not firing, but you just finished a half-hour engraving and there's some smoke in the enclosure. I like having that fan on, pushing, down and out, a downdraft past my lens, so it keeps anything from wanting to come back up. If you struggled like I did with my first laser, with lenses cracking, no matter what I did, no matter how often I could do a job and clean it, and do a job and clean it, and I'd do a job and take it off, it's cracked. It was because of a very, very poor design with the way that the funnel or the cone was made for the air assist. Not having that ability. I like having that fan on. Have not seen anything on that, Robert. And while I am fortunate to be on the fringe of the Rolly family, because I am not a technical guy, I'm good with Lightburn. I'm not a technical guy. That's Dimitri's field, and I'm not privy to a lot of the upcoming things. I'm not officially involved with Rolly on any kind of official capacity. I'm just a loyal brand operator. With the last channel, I did get my MK2 as part of the last channel I was involved with. But this one I bought. I paid for this. But I'm not privy to all the the upcomings and what's coming out, and hey, give this a try and see what's happening. So I'm my best suggestion for questions like that, jump over to the Facebook group, the Rolly Automation official Facebook group. Join that Facebook group, and you can post those questions there. And Leo is in there constantly. Dimitri's in there constantly, and you will get an answer. You will get an answer probably pretty quick. Thank you, Moses. Thank you for your gift. It is greatly appreciated. All right, so now let's jump over here and give away to camping. Draw. Matt Knight. Not camoing. Camping. All right, Matt Knight. Email me, sir, your information. hobowithwood@gmail.com. hobowithwood@gmail.com. And this will be going out in the post as fast as I can box it up and get it out to you. All right. So now I need to set up this one, because now the next drawing, we are at 300 viewers. Praise be. One of you lucky viewers is getting ready to win, in my opinion, the best diode laser on the market when it comes to fully enclosed lasers. Folks will say, okay, well, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's why I put that qualifier on there. When it comes to fully enclosed, ready to use out of the box, very minimal assembly, got to mount your laser or your module on there. If you get the MK2, you got to put the lid on it. But if this is what he sends you, go back and watch my unboxing video on that. The biggest challenge is just getting out of the box, and then plug it up. You're ready to go. Are y'all ready to win a laser? That's what y'all here for, ain't it? Let me scroll on down in the comments. Yeah, I told you, it's the size of a golf cart. It's tiny. My brother is 6'3", and when he's in it, his head's above the windshield. And it, I've had it at the New Orleans Motorsport Park, speeds well over 100 miles an hour, and in a golf cart. And it was funny. They said with that engine and the exhaust I got on it, they said they don't see it coming. They hear it and said, "Man, it sounds like this big old boulder coming down the track." And they look, and here comes this little marble. All right. I'm just scrolling as fast as I can. And let's go ahead and start collecting hashtag Rolly. Hashtag Rolly. All right. We're at 300 viewers. Hashtag Rolly. And everybody, even if you've already won a door prize, you can enter this. You can. So even if you won a previous door prize, you are eligible for this. So make sure you get your hashtag Rolly. And I did use a capital R in there. So make sure you do it exactly like that. So I don't think it matters, but do it exactly like I show you there on the screen. And somebody's going to win a Rolly. Hashtag Rolly. And we're going to give you plenty of time to get your entries in. I'm going to scroll down looking for comments. I'm just now at the hashtag loves. Oh, wow, cool. Dale says he's currently in production of the Love God keychains. That's cool. Question. You don't drink? What's moonshine? I don't drink like I used to. Brad, thank you. That for Gigi, all this hot dog talk. She's hungry. She don't eat people food. She really don't. I have never fed her while I'm eating, so she does not associate me eating with her getting any kind of food, and she doesn't eat. She doesn't eat from my plate, so she doesn't associate. She eats well, and I used to cook her own chicken. I'd buy chicken and cook it up 10 pounds at a time, shred it up, add a few vegetables, and so she ate people food. She just didn't know it was people food. But she ain't never had no hot dog. Laurie says, I tried to give up drinking. It was the worst 2 minutes of my life. It looks like there should be a space between hashtag and love. Okay, no, I haven't been using any spaces on anything that I'm aware of. But this is we're at hashtag rolling now. No spaces. Uh, the bots aren't listening. Entered after winning and many entries, but spelled wrong. Uh, huh. What about a flower windmill? I want to tweak the windmill that I've got so that the windmill will actually pivot like a windmill should, because the current design it doesn't. Uh, but after I do that, I'm done with the farm and the windmills for a little bit. Okay, here's the question. I have dilemma might be a good show. How do I increase the size of a hinged box file I downloaded? Not sure how to enlarge all the pieces. Well, and I've done this before on several different designs. It's actually quite simple, and I did it on, and I've shown it on many of mine. If you're needing to resize a design, what I would recommend doing and how I do it, I draw out a toolpath of the desired size that I want one of those pieces to be. So if it's a box with a hinge, then and you want the box to be so large, I calculate how big that one piece of that box needs to be and draw a toolpath for that particular shape at the size I need it to be. Then select the entire image, everything about that design, select it all, and then start dragging it out and drawing it up until that one piece fits in your new toolpath that you need that one piece to fit into, that will scale it up to the size you need. So now you've set you a scale, a goal to how big you need it scaled up to, and you'll probably have to reposition it around and do it a couple times to get it your optimum thing. But that's how I scale the designs up and or down. Do it inverse if I'm going to make it smaller, but you have to be careful making them smaller because sometimes the details can get lost and or they become too fragile. But typically scaling up a pattern is never a problem, typically. Yeah, I've got one. The problem I've got is I've got a GoPro, I've got a chest mount GoPro, and I've got the head strap too. And if I can't get the glasses to do it with, uh, I can do it, but with the GoPro, but I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible when it comes to the importing and the editing of all the different sources. And I just like the idea of like in the unboxing video I did for this, I had hit the camera, didn't know I hit the camera, and it was now not focused where I wanted it to be. And same thing with wearing a GoPro. Is it pointed right? I don't know. But with the glasses, it's filming what I'm looking at. I know that it's framed appropriately. All right. We've got 253 entries and 313 people watching. I'm going to put this up one more time. If you have not entered for the Rolly, last call, hashtag Rolly for an opportunity to win a new Rolly laser. Last call, hashtag Rolly, no spaces, do it with the capital R to make sure everything's identical. Hashtag Rolly. And I'm going to put a counter on it. We're going to say, I'm going to give it 45 seconds. Why 45 seconds? Because that's where I got in my computer or in my phone right now. I say I did. I had 45 minutes. We ain't waiting another 45 minutes. Start. So that's how long you got to get entered. If you're not entered, when that goes ringy ding ding ding, we're going to draw for a Rolly. All right, now I'm down to the hashtag camping. Boy, I'm behind. I didn't choose the winner for the last cross. Love God. Hashtag love. Well, we're doing the Rolly right now. We'll do the love God whenever. Thank you, Norman. See, I'm just y'all want me to stop? Because right now, this is the Zen I need to draw. I can stop and go back and do love God. You want to do that? I know you don't. All right. Cutting over. We are drawing somebody out of 259 people getting ready to win a Rolly. Don Owens, congratulations. Let's get that off of there. Don Owens. Yeehaw. You just got you a fancy new Rolly laser and a year's subscription to Lightburn. Don Owens. Don Owen, not Owens. Rolly. All right, Don. If you are and I have not had anybody else verify they're in the stream right now, but what we're going to do, auto switch back over here. I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom. If you had a question that I have not addressed yet, I just skipped over everything. I'm going all the way to the bottom, and I need Don Owens to comment that I'm here. Put your hand up, wave. Here I am. I'm here. And I'm still scrolling to the bottom. Congrats, Don. Well done, Don. Congrats, Don. Oh, hey, add to stage. There's Dimitri. Hey, Dimitri.
How you doing, Steve?
Good.
Great show.
Okay. There he is. Don Owens says, I am here. So Don Owens is the lucky winner of a Rolly. Don, where are you located? I don't need you to tell me your address in this stream, but if you're in the States, put in there, Dallas, Texas, or where are you located, sir? City and state or country. Where are you at, sir? So, hey, guys, now that we do have Dimitri here, if you guys have any of those questions, in fact, Dimitri, the one question I remember, do you have any information that tells what the thread size is of the screws for the laser mounting the laser module?
Oh, no. Not
Okay.
offhand, no. I
All
have
right,
to look it up.
Yeah, somebody asked about that. Is a 6100 or whatever it is. So I told him to join the Facebook group and post that question there. Then somebody can definitely
Yeah,
get it.
we'll have an answer for him, no problem.
And I'm looking, Don, looking, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Okay, so they're stateside, Don, and I will have to confer with. And actually, I cannot tell you right now which one of the two you're going to get sent because he never confirmed. Did he confirm for you, Dimitri?
No, he hasn't. No.
Okay. So if you had a preference, Don, and I'm not saying you get to choose because I don't know what his ability is, but if you had a preference, Don, which one would you prefer to have? The MK2 with the standard, was it 410 by 390 or what is it?
Yeah, exactly that.
410 by 390 workbed size, and it is the perfect laser for doing your crafting, or the XW with the extended width. And again, I can't say or promise that you will get your preference, Don, but which one of those two would you prefer to have? And I'm looking for his response. And then that way I can convey that and we'll see what we can make happen. But I'm thrilled for you to have won such a fantastic piece of equipment. And also, I'm curious, do you already have a Rolly, Don? Do you have
I think Don has a Rolly.
Okay. So you know that name?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Okay. And somebody asked about any idea about a 40 watt.
40 watt will be coming up for the MK3. That will be the first quarter of 2025.
First quarter.
We're also looking into bringing in an IR module, a 2-watt IR module, hopefully by the end of August availability. And we will be going into beta mode for the MK3. So we will have it hopefully ready by first quarter of 2025.
Okay. Yeah, that came up in the last last live stream about an IR, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him comment. All right, so Don.
One more thing, Steve. The bottom mode, the extension for the XW.
Yeah.
That should be up on our website this week. Leo's just finishing up with some pictures, and then he's posting it on the website to be available. And the jig table also for the XW will be following suit. Okay,
very good. All right, so Don just replied that either one is fine, and no, he does not have a Rolly yet.
Oh,
so congratulations. Okay. Welcome to the Rolly family. And you're obviously doing, I'm guessing you are doing some lasering. And if you have been working with any other laser, once you dip your toe into you get into the Rolly family, you're going to be spoiled. Oh my goodness. The precision, the quality, and then this guy here in the stream, how does see that guy right there, and Leo, man, the customer service is, I've said it before, second to none. So great. I'll look forward to your email, Don. hobowithwood@gmail.com. Send me all of your information so I can get that forwarded over to Leo, and we will get you a Rolly out and get you some confirmation on shipping and all that. Now, for the first prize, we're going to give away an annual subscription, a 1-year annual subscription to Lightburn, and I want to get that set up. And obviously, Don doesn't need to win this because he's got it with his laser, but everybody is eligible for this one, and it'll be hashtag. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. Wrong. Hit it twice. There we go. Hashtag start collecting. It'll be hashtag light. No spaces. Capital L. Hashtag light. And that'll be good for either a year subscription for Lightburn, or if you already have Lightburn, it'll be good for a renewal. And those will be just some coupon codes that I can get to you guys, to the winners, and nothing will have to be mailed. It'll just be sent out to you. And thank you, V. Thank you very much. Did you see any other questions, Dimitri, that needed to be addressed?
No, really. I was actually driving, but I was listening to your show, so I couldn't really be reading my cell phone.
And there were so many entries with all. I've had to skip over a lot. So now, guys, while I'm still collecting #light, and we're going to give away this subscription for Lightburn. While we've got Dimitri, and I'm going to scroll down to the very, very bottom. If you have any questions that you already posted, but I have not acknowledged, or I wasn't able to answer them intelligently, then post them up here now while we've got this.
Well, I ain't going to do any better.
Well, you won't have to guess at some of the answers. Even
maybe,
if I guess right. And we're still collecting. So these, I am tickled to death to be able to do this for my viewers for the anniversary stream. You know, I this was not what I initially thought I was going to do for the anniversary. I thought I was going to say, hey, look at me and look what I've done for 2 years. But I had rather just say, you know what? Hey, guys, let's have a party. Everybody get stuff.
Well, we're happy you asking us also, Steve. Really appreciate your work for us.
Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy the quality of the laser. And there have been a lot of emails and comments on my unboxing video of the XW. And a lot of them, though, it was kind of joking. It's like, oh, wow. The absolute hardest thing to do was just getting it out of the box.
True. Very true.
All right. Here's let's see. All right. We got some questions coming in here. Will the MK2 be upgradable to the MK3?
That is a very good question, Aaron. The MK3 with specific features that it will be coming out with, there are going to be some features from the MK3 which will be adaptable for the MK2, as the fan module not running while the machine is on and the exhaust fan not running while the machine is on. Only when after the project is finished will the the fan module run for a specific amount of time to cool down the laser, and the fan to exhaust, so all the fumes are extracted from the enclosure. There could be some more modifications. We're not exactly sure which way we're going to fall on, but yeah, I mean, we will have the IR that will be adaptable for the MK2 and the MK3. I don't think we're going for any higher module in wattage for the MK2, but that also is depending on how many people are screaming at us. It could be adapted. Okay. We'll see.
And this one I'm going to try and answer, and you can say, oh yeah, that's absolutely right. Are trades available for a Rolly? I have
not my fault.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. And here's why I don't know that that's even. The laser modules are consumable products. They are going to wear out. They have wear and tear. And then how well have you maintained it? How often have you used it? How many hours are on it? There's no way to know what kind of condition your actual Rolly would be in as far as a trade value. And so I would think that it would probably, if you're going to do any kind of trade like that, it would probably have a core value of what the machine itself is worth minus a laser module. And you would be better off as an end user, as not trading it in, selling it to your buddy across the street, or, you'd get more money out of it that way than you would trying to any kind of trade.
Yeah.
So that would be my suggestion, is don't look at trying to trade, look at trying to sell it and step up. But Yeah, I haven't seen any. Do you know of any lasers, Dimitri, that do trades?
No, none that I know of. No companies that I know of. Actually, some companies actually do put on a sale for like, we'll buy back your old one for X amount to sell you a new one.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen, but we're not that big.
Yeah, no.
We're a small company. We do high quality. The actual truth of the matter is shipping costs us a fortune for the way we actually ship our units because everything is assembled. And if we were able to cut down on packaging, then you wouldn't get an assembled unit.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a different ballpark. And not only that, we're leaving a lot of variables when we start giving you pieces to assemble on your own. That makes a lot of ifsies afterwards also. So we prefer to have a quality unit assembled, delivered to your door. Yeah, we're still trying to fix that problem with FedEx. And I just saw a video on our group that I was not happy with that driver actually rolling it like a tar wheel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was not happy. I mean, there are buggies that you can actually put a box on top and carry it to the client's door. So, yeah, shipping costs us a fortune, guys. And especially with the XW right now, we took a big beating. We took a big beating because there were actually people who bought the MK2 and wanted to switch over, even though they received it brand new and they haven't opened the box. So we did them a favor. We complied with their wishes, but no, we can't do trades.
Yeah.
It costs us too much money. We lose money.
Yeah, and it's almost like a car too. You lose money when you trade. Sell it.
Yeah.
Question: will the IR module fit on the MK2?
Yes.
Okay. And Geo, I will give away the love cross. And if you guys are still wanting to hang out after while we've got Dimitri for a little while, we'll address any questions you guys have that he can field. But then once he needs to break off and jet, and if you want some t-shirts and you want some flask, I'll do some more and I'll give away the love cross too. So now let's see here. Here's is there a UK warehouse for Rolly delivery?
Yes, there is in Germany.
Nope. And I think we just answered that one, Dimitri. We didn't either. Why is it limited to 2 watts on the?
It's simple. As a diode, that's a very simple answer. The voltage needed and the watts needed to give you something bigger. We can't give it. It's not possible as a diode.
I don't know if this is something you can answer. It says, was the drop down pan I ordered a few days ago for the MK2 or the CL? I'm guessing that's supposed to be, I don't know what CL is.
Drop down pan I ordered a few days ago. That was the MK2, not the XW. The XW is not right now available on our website. It will be either tonight, tomorrow, or Monday.
But how do you get X or CL out of XW?
I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that one, ET, about your question, but he says just the MK2 is the only thing that's even been on the site. So if you've already ordered one, it was for the MK2 original. And there he clarified XL. So no.
Yeah, XL's not ready yet. No.
And that was already answered, Nancy. If you didn't hear it, that'll be first quarter next year on the MK3. Yes, Carl, we're going to do love next. That'll be the next thing I do. Like I said, I don't want to take advantage of Dimitri. So while we're here, we're going to try and address any Rolly questions or questions that he can field. And we answered that one, Jeep. The infrared will work on the MK2. Can someone boot the bots? What bots? I'm having to scroll through. So if you see a bot, post to the bots because I'm not seeing them, and I'm the only one that can throw them out. I didn't realize that we had bots in here. Okay, how much is the rolly behind you? I did not get everything with the rolly because, or with the XW, because all of the accessories that I already had with the MK2 work with the X. Well, yeah, it's the same. What do you call that thing?
Well, the 30 watt, Steve, with the rotary chuck is 1850, and without 1649.
The rotary.
That's the 30 watt.
That's what I was trying to think of. The rotary. So I didn't get the rotary with mine. So you said without the rotary, you've got the price of 1850.
Without the rotary would be 1650, and with the rotary on the 30 watt, 1850.
Okay. What will make the laser not burn and keep running? It happened 3 times on me, so I just turn off the laser for 5 minutes. Is this on a rolly, Moses? Follow up. What laser are you working with? Like I said, but the answer just that's important. You know, is it a rolly, and is it the original MK1? Which rolly, which laser are you working with?
Model and module.
Yeah, and module. Carl says I have the MK1 with the 1020 higher voltage, so the IR module compatible.
No. Maybe, but I don't think so. No. The Z-axis is a little bit shaped differently. So if we can actually find a way to modify the MK2 IR module to fit the MK1 IR module, maybe.
Does the rolly have flame detection?
No. You'll never need to have it. If you're using your air assist, you shouldn't be sparking up at all. And you should never leave your laser unattended, period.
That's what I was going to suggest is, yeah. And Aaron says, I see there's a fix for the gantry for shipping. Well done.
Yeah.
Will the MK3 have the XW?
We will have 2 sizes, a true 16 by 16, 410 by 410 millimeter, and a true 610 millimeter by 410 millimeter, which is 16 by 24 by 16.
Here's one. Dave's asking, what is the advantage of an infrared head?
Dave, it's plain and simple. You'll be able to engrave on metals, various metals, and plastics, where usually a UV laser is best for plastic. And same time, for acrylics, basically, you're going to have less of a headache. Much cleaner, much better engraved, better cutting. It's a smaller dot size also. It's a 2 watt.
And Edwards, can you engrave acrylic? And I'm guessing that wasn't the same person, but all right, let's see what is it possible to get a bigger work area than the XW? I'm wanting to cut 16 inches and 18-inch rounds.
Yeah, you have that space.
Not for the 18 though, do you?
It's 24.
24 wide, but not deep.
No, not deep.
She's going to do rounds, 18-inch rounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
16,
no.
16, you're off by 3/8.
Yeah, but not
you're losing 3/8. It's not a true 16.
Yeah. And being that Nancy, because these are fully enclosed machines, it's not as simple as doing any kind of the expansions or the extensions. So 18-inch, I don't see that with the rolly.
Well, 18 inches is not a problem. The 16 inch is a problem. If she can make it 15 and 5/8 by 18, no problem.
Do the 18s
because we have 18. No, 18 will not do. Yeah, you're right. 18 will not do. 16, under 16 will do. Yeah.
Yeah.
On rounds. Yeah. Under 16. 15 and 3/8.
Yeah, Tim. You will be so happy when you've got your penny saved and you get your Rolly and coming from the X tool. Now, the X tool, I understand, has made some improvements, but the X tool was my first laser, and I struggled until I got rid of it. Does the Rolly have portable? Well, here's the thing, Carl. It can be transported. It's big, it's heavy because it's got the full enclosure and all that. But if you're going to be taking it to events, you shouldn't be taking a laser to an event that you don't have an enclosure for it. So if you're carrying an X tool or anything, ComGrow or anything, you should have an enclosure you're putting over that or with it. So that's going to be two things quite big and cumbersome and heavy. You can do this, and that's what I had suggested to Clack, was that he was to take and put his MK2 in his mobile Clack shack, because one, it's an extremely great attention getter. That bright orange enclosure, people going to see that and want to go and watch and see what's going on. You still should have safety glasses on, but the enclosure works. You shouldn't be carrying a laser to any kind of event or any kind of laser without an enclosure. So it's a little cumbersome, but you could do that with the MK2.
Can I add to that also, depending on what state or city you live in, you will be requested to have a permit for your exhaust, for the smoke. So you need to find out which events you're in, what area you're in.
And some of them won't even allow lasers.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Yep. So you might check that before you go to the trouble of trying to carry it in with you and end up getting a fine. Do you know of any small portable units in the foreseeable future? Is that something?
No. Yeah. We've discussed it, but no, not really.
Yeah. These are... it's kind of like Toyota makes a great car. The Camry is awesome, and it for sale is a great little car too, but it's an economy car, and it serves its own little. Rolly's looking at making the Ferraris and the nice performance, not the budget stuff, and to do something small and budget and performance, I doubt you'd get the price point where it'd be competitive. I don't see much of a market there.
Well, we just start downgrading on the pieces, the quality of the pieces that we use, which will start using up the quality for the unit.
Right. Yeah. Looking for any question. And if you guys are new in the stream, if you have a question, if you precede your question with the question mark, put your question mark first. That will help it jump out at me, and I'll see that it's a question to throw out here at him while we've got it. I don't know how much detail he can or will go into this, but I'll put it up here. What's going to be the features of the MK3? How much can you share? How much dare you give away?
Well, I'll give away what people already know from our Facebook group. So we are going to have an autofocus bed. So your Z-axis will focus to your material. So it's basically the bed's going to go up and down. We will have all the same features as we have right now with the MK2 and the MK1 as well. The fan module and the exhaust fan also will work only when you click on start, and then work proceedingly afterwards to clean out the air and cool down the fan, cool down the module. What else can I say? That one I have to hide, but I'll tell you it'll have movement of 1,200 millimeters per second. As a 40 watt, a lot of CO2 users who've just bought a CO2 will be very, very angry. Yeah.
Do you know the approximate price for the infrared yet?
We haven't decided which way we're going. There's two types of fields when it comes to diode, and we're thinking of the higher quality. That will cost a little bit more expensive, but still it's a lot cheaper than actually buying a fiber laser to do your work. So I can't really tell you. That's a Leo question.
And progress on the conveyor.
That here. I'm scratching my head on that one. Yeah, that's a tough one. Jeffrey, thanks for that question, but it's a very tough question. We're still trying to battle it. At the same time, we're trying to get the MK3 out because we made promises for third quarter, fourth quarter 24, which it's not happening. And between that time, we kind of shifted away from the conveyor system. And now we're actually coming back to it because we've actually made a lot of progress for the MK3, so we can kind of lean off on it a bit and start working on the conveyor system. So timeline, I don't know, maybe end of Q4, end of Q3, early Q4 of 24.
And for those who aren't aware, that how many different prototypes has he had? Do you know?
For which model?
For any of them.
We usually have about roughly about 6, 7.
For the conveyor, I mean, how many prototypes?
Oh, for the conveyor, we have 2 prototypes right now.
All right, and for those who aren't aware, one of the biggest struggles that I've understood that they're trying to overcome is if it works on a feed system where it's pulling the wood back and forth, the irregularities in the wood can cause that wood to walk or shift as it's fed back and forth. And that was the first hurdle that he expressed that he was trying to overcome. And then he was talking about some different types of feed systems to help eliminate that. And one thing I mentioned to him, Dimitri, that I didn't share with you was when I was visiting a friend's workshop, he actually had a sled that he put his material on that went through the planer. And I said, now that's slick. The wood is on the sled, and what's being fed through the planer is the sled and not the wood.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I mentioned that to Leo. I said, hey, that could negate any movement from the wood because of a feed system. So
very true. Very true. But it's the same thing as actually having a complete roller pushing that over, pushing the wood over. Problem is, again, like you said, there are peaks and valleys in the wood that in certain places it will grab. And if it snags anywhere, it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of engineering that needs to be done. I don't think there's too much left over on it. It's just basically getting it out there, the couple of prototypes that we've built, and seeing our end results of actually using real time. So we'll see where it goes. We don't want to put a product on the market if it's not going to work, period.
Yeah. It needs to live up to the same Rolly quality and precision. Does anybody know how much a laser module for MK2, that's the 30 watts? So the 30 watt module for the MK2 is how much?
I'll tell you right now. The 30 watt home, it's $499. And that's in US dollars.
All right. And I think this has been answered in a couple other different streams, but will Rolly ever venture into CO2?
Eventually. But when you have a dial that can do the work of a CO2, why bother?
That's what I was going to say. When I have a CO2, it's a 60 watt. And well, the only reason that I was interested in CO2 for 2 reasons when I got mine. I thought I needed a bigger workspace, and I wanted a higher powered laser so I could work faster. And the only other reason that you'd want a CO2 is if you want to work with acrylic. So, but if you're not doing acrylic, the way that the diodes are progressing, there's no need for a CO2 if you're not doing acrylic.
Yeah, very true.
Let's see here. Question mark. I think this was asked in the last live stream. Is Rolly looking into fiber lasers?
Not for the meantime. Same question as the CO2.
Yeah. I find Rolly to be very reasonably priced. Some companies are getting ridiculous. And Nancy, I have always said from day one, when the very first conversation I had with Leo, the very first conversation, I expressed to him that I thought he was selling his lasers entirely too cheap. You will not find a better priced quality product on the market. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Haven't seen everything, but when it comes to the precision, the quality, just the company itself, all of the stuff that goes along with it, it's way, way, way underpriced. And he's like, he wants to bring it to market at a fair price. And I said, yeah, well, it's I felt like he was undervaluing himself.
Well, also free support all year round, every year.
Who won the Lightburn subscription? We haven't drawn that yet. Let's do that right now. I got distracted with Dimitri. Let's do that right now.
I'll let you go, Steve. I got to put some stuff in the freezer.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh, well, yeah. He went to grocery shopping. And now his ice cream's all melted. Well, thank you for jumping in here. And
you're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
Yep. Thank you. And be sure and tell Leo that we have a winner. They're stateside, and I'll be getting that information to him.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you for dropping in. All right. Now, draw. Thank you, names to remember. We got sidetracked with Dimitri there. Tracy Edwards. Hopefully Tracy hadn't gone anywhere and Tracy's still here with us. Tracy, if you're still here, drop a comment in the comment field there. In fact, I'm going to jump past all the comments all the way to the bottom. All right, so now Tracy Edwards, if you're still with us in the stream. Yep, Tracy right there. Tracy here, good. All right, so go to my note field. Tracy Edwards. Subscription. All right, Tracy, you'll need to send me your contact information. I don't need to mail you anything, obviously, but I need your contact information so I can forward you the coupon codes. And what do you need? Do you already use Lightburn and you only need the renewal? Or do you not use Lightburn at all right now and you need the subscription? Because either one will work. I just need to know which one you need. Okay. Okay. Now, since I forgot to do the love cross, let me set that up. Go back. Don't enter it in yet, guys, because I'm not got it set up yet. Choose stream. Come on. There we go. And just to make sure there's nothing that's screwed up about it, we're going to do hashtag, and we'll do. No, I got to spell it right, stupid. Hashtag love God. So this one will be just like that. And this will be for the multi-layered love God cross. Put your entries in now for that. Hashtag love God. We are at 2 hours and 15 minutes, 16 minutes. That's all those. And if we've still got 230 of you here, this is, I was hoping to see 200. I'm glad. I appreciate all of you tuning in. I'm tickled to death that we've got somebody new into the Rolly laser family that wasn't previously a Rolly owner. And you're going to get and I'm also curious You'll need to let me know if you need a Lightburn subscription or a Lightburn renewal with your Rolly. Are you currently using Lightburn? Because there's 2 different codes I got to get for those. So those that have won the Lightburn, let me know if you need a renewal or a subscription. And we're up to 104 entries for the Love God, 105 still going. So we'll let that tick up here for a little bit. And if you want to do a drawing for if you're interested in the flask and a t-shirt, we'll do that too. We're the good stuff, the really good stuff that draw you here, it's done. So, but if you guys would like to see that or get that, we'll do that too. And the Love Gods are still coming in. We'll let that tick up. And if you've won a door prize already, if you previously won one of the other door prizes, you're not eligible for the Love God. If you've already entered into it and your name comes up, we'll just draw again. And guys, I missed out because there was just so many comments, and I can tell right now that if this is going to be the norm, where I'm going to have 200 plus viewers, I'm not going to. I can't do this effectively by myself. So because I missed out on the bots, and it looked like there must. In fact, that's the question. Dale says, "How do you know if there are bots here?" I didn't see any of it because I scanned past all of it, but a lot of times they'll be spamming, and then apparently there was somebody in here that must have been making some hateful comments or something, because I seen somebody make a comment that said, "Hey, take it elsewhere, get out of here." Man, you're going to have that. I just don't. I've got reservations about, and I've still got Love Gods coming in, so I'm waiting on those to quit trickling in. We're up to 114. And ET says the bot was Robert DeHart, and that's what's funny. Those bots, they'll have names, and some of them will just be at user such and such, and I see your all right. And Dave says he'd love to have a t-shirt, and Carl said bots and mini entries one after another. And I guess that's the one thing about, hey, you got to be here and acknowledge, and I'd be able to, I think, clarify if it was an actual bot that won anything and prevent it from going anywhere. And I see several of you. Valerie's mentioned that she could help moderate. Jeffrey says he could help moderate. Aaron says that someone was begging for a laser. About getting somebody to help. I worked with Patrick and Rich for not quite a year. Oh, well, yeah, it was almost a full year. And I had some reservations even going into that based on my life experience. First, and I haven't said this, in the stream today, and I thought about it, and I do need to acknowledge that, this is my 2nd anniversary, but Hobo with Wood would not be here today, most likely, if not for Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. He was instrumental in the beginning in helping me learn how to use Lightburn. My foundational knowledge of Lightburn came from watching his videos, and he reached out to me in one of my videos, and I was like, holy crap, the Lightburn God is paying attention to me. And that blossomed into the venture that is now known as Laser Maker's Realm. But I had reservations because partnerships almost inevitably fail. And it has to be the right chemistry for a true partnership to work. And that's even down to marriages. I mean, if the chemistry's not right, then you're not going to get married. And if the chemistry's just not it. And I made the comment before anything was ever done that I would yield, because you can't have two bulls in a pen. And, they're going to clash horns eventually. And so I said, I'll yield. I'll take the back seat and you drive. And eventually it was just some personality issues, and it led to the end of my cooperation there. But I owe him a lot for the knowledge that I gained from watching and working with him. So I am grateful for that experience while it lasted. Hate that it ended the way that it did, but here we are, and it is what it is. But for those reasons, I'm very reluctant about bringing somebody in. And if I do that, I'm actually looking to try and find somebody who's local. And when I say local, I mean like that can be either sitting right here beside of me or sitting in the same room, and have a true working collaboration going on. But there's just too many problems. But the other thing that I've learned in my life experience is that if you're not careful, if you don't grow, then you'll die. You can only get so big by yourself until you start having to rely on others, or else it'll just fall in on itself. So I got to figure out something. But let's give away love God. Soak and Raise. There's another name I'm familiar with. Congratulations, Soak and Raise. I need you to email me what you need. Are you currently a Lightburn user and you only need the renewal? Or no, I'm sorry, you didn't get you got the Love God. You didn't see. I was thinking I was doing this, but Soak and Raise. I got it figured out. Soak and Raise got Love God. I don't even know what you're using. Duh. All right, Love God. All right, I need you to email me your mailing information. hobowithwood@gmail.com. hobowithwood@gmail.com. Email me your contact and I'll get that in the mail out to you. And let's get back here. I'm trying to get, okay, there's all the love gods. Scroll down. And there's where I was at. So, all right. So we'll do a t-shirt or so. Yeah, Richard says, hey, is everybody here? That's, we got 200 of you. Is everybody here a subscriber? If not, subscribe to the channel. I was hoping to be at 10,000 subscribers before I did this giveaway. But as the regular viewers know, I was pretty sick in April and I missed almost the entire month, and that caused my growth rate to plummet. And so I didn't hit that 10K mark for the anniversary. But if you're here now and you're not a subscriber, then subscribe, like, and share, and it'll be greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Yeah, and Dale says he wants a t-shirt. So all right. ET says, well, guys, you know, and I will gladly we'll do a drawing for a t-shirt and a flask. But I do have the t-shirts for sale. They are for sale. If you they're in on the hobowithwood.com website. And I've got them, I think, from medium up to 2XL. I might even have a 3XL. I ain't sure. But if you go to hobowithwood.com and it's not in the digital files. I'm just curious now how I can put them up there. I haven't sold any. Hobo with Wood. T-shirt. Yeah, you can get there by going, if you go into the digital files and just go down to the very bottom where the search field is at, T-shirt, and it'll pull up all the t-shirts and all the different colors and the different sizes. But we'll give one away here in a minute. Let's see here. You guys are still talking about the bots. All right. Well, and like I said, Christy, we'll give away a t-shirt and a flask. And what I'll do on the flask is I was doing some that were, and this was a test piece. It's not a good one. This is Hobo Nation Thirst Aid. You know, I can do the Hobo Nation Thirst Aid logo, or if you didn't want that, you want something kind of specific, personalized or something, I can do that. We can discuss it. I'm trying to get to all the questions. If someone wins a flask, will it be filled with moonshine? And no. I'm trying to make sure I acknowledge everything that needs to be acknowledged here. Did you make your limit yet? What limit? Limit. I don't know what limit we're referring to. They're there, and I I didn't see your question until I'd already covered it. They're there. You just have to know where to look for them, because I hadn't figured that out yet. I don't really have them organized the way that I want to have them done. But if you search T-shirt, in fact, let's go over here so you see it. If you're on the homepage, there you can go down to the very bottom of the search bar and type in T-shirt, and there's the results for t-shirts. And like there's a XXL in black, charcoal, royal blue. So I've got an actual image of the color, so you can see what color it is and the size. But now, when I was down in New Orleans and I was at the New Orleans Motorsport Park, I was given a t-shirt for competing there, and the t-shirt I got was a Next Level was the brand, and it's like butter, super soft, extremely comfortable. And my mind was blown, because I've had Hanes and jerseys and all that was comfortable, but nothing that was to this degree of comfort. And so that's what I sought out when I got these. I got Next Level t-shirts and then put the logo on them. They're not cheap t-shirts. They are quality t-shirts. And that's why I got them on there at $29.95. I think that's kind of maybe comparable or close to what Clack's doing his for, maybe. I don't know. But the Next Level is a premium shirt. And let's see here. So there, yeah. I'm a step behind you on everything there, Brad. Thank you, Brain. He's subscribed and a gold patron. No, Ron, I haven't seen a double X stupid. That one, I'll have to go in search of that one. Yeah, and Chris, that's what I actually want to do, a separate page and menu, put all of them on one page so you can see them, all the colors there together. And I just haven't made it a priority. In fact, I do now have a webmaster. I'll probably just get with them and say, set this up for me and make it happen. I haven't prioritized that yet. Well, that wasn't a limit. It was so much as it was a goal. And no, I'm not at that 10,000 mark yet. The last time I looked, it was around 9,400. I was gaining about 400 to 500 every month, but then April happened and everything come to a grinding stop. Yeah, I'm at 93.79 right now. So I would have been real close had I not come to a grinding stop in April. All right, let's do a t-shirt. Let's do a t-shirt. And what we'll have to do on a t-shirt is, in order to keep from just doing multiple giveaways, I'll do a drawing for a t-shirt. The winner can then tell me what size they need it in, and we'll look and make sure that I've got that size. And if I don't have that size, if you have an alternate size that you might want to get for a family member or then you can let me know and we'll go from there. And if there's not, and you say, okay, we'll play it by ear. Yeah, and Uncle Ron says the next level shirts are awesome. They are. They're like I said, I've never put on a t-shirt that felt this good. All right, so let's see here. Go back over to the giveaway tool. Go back here, set this up. We're going to do the t-shirt first, and then we'll do a flask. Hashtag start collecting. Show you what we're doing. Hashtag hobo. No spaces. Do the capital H. Hashtag hobo. And we'll see who the winner is, and hopefully I got the size you need. Hashtag hobo. All right, so I'm caught up there. Good. And if you just want one of the brown leather flasks that you want to engrave yourself, I'll send you the blank one. They are really, really nice flask. So John is selling the unautographed ones are non-autographed for 60 a piece and 80 if they're autographed. I think I was doing mine for, if you wanted to buy one, I'd sell it to you for $40 plus the freight or the postage. Eurofighter, it was hashtag hobo, not hobo with wood. Hashtag hobo, Eurofighter. And Richard, you did hobo with wood. It's just hashtag hobo. Hashtag hobo. I got it right here on the screen. Hashtag hobo. Yeah, Stacy says, yeah, I want to sport ones to check out my wood. Definitely turn some heads with a woman wearing it. In today's world, anything's possible. Switches back. What is the Jeep items on the top shelf? You seen that? Oh my goodness. So the one and only craft show that I did was for a Jeep event. And I spent a lot of time developing different projects for the Jeep craft show. And this is a little shadow box that I made, just a trinket. And some of them are painted, some of them aren't. But it's the Jeep grill and Jeep windshield looking through the back to a mountain scene with the trees. Got an eagle flying up there. That one I painted up a little bit. Night sky with some stars and the silhouettes of the birds. And then on the bottom or on the frame, Jeep Life. And that was just a simple, how many layers is that? 1, 2, I can't even see them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either 5 or 6 layers, but all the layers were just glued together. And then just to clean it up, I cut individual pieces to glue around the perimeter so it hid all of the edges. So it looked like a nice little box. I got a bunch of different Jeep files, but those were the ones that were sitting back there. I don't see anything else. That's what you've seen. All right, so we're at 104 entries for the t-shirt. Let's give away a t-shirt. Richard Rourke. Richard is the lucky winner of a t-shirt. Richard, put in the comments what size t-shirt you would need, and then we'll look and see what I've got in the way of that size and what colors I have. Richard, put in your size. When you hit the enter key, Hobo with Wood come up. Maybe that's, if you're talking about when you were trying to do your entry, that's probably something to do with your computer doing an autocomplete. Most likely. So every time I type in Hobo, YouTube adds the with wood. I had to type hashtag Hobo and 2 spaces. When autocomplete is doing that on your computer, no matter what website you're on, if YouTube is trying to put in Hobo with Wood, once you see that, instead of putting spaces in, backspace 1 time. If this happens on Facebook, it happens in a lot of places. If you start typing in Hobo, if you put in HOBO, and then it puts in the rest, auto-completes with Wood, accept it, go to the end and then just backspace 1 time, and it should delete the with Wood, leaving just Hobo. But that's the way the autocomplete feature works 90% of the time. And if you're tagging somebody in Facebook and or on YouTube, if you say at Chris Gallagher, and if you put in at Chris, it will automatically complete Chris Gallagher. But if you don't want his last name to be showing up, you can put at Chris and definitely do the autocomplete so it knows that it's going to him. Then backspace the Gallagher out, and it'll just be at Chris and still tag him. So that's how you get rid of those. So let me get down here and see what size t-shirt needed for Richard. Oh, scrolling. Richard. Large or extra large? Well, I know I've got both of those. So which one do you want? I've got both large and extra large. Yeah, Dale, that's what. Yeah, if it's autocomplete, hit the arrow to go to the end of it, and then backspace, and it'll delete all of that stuff you didn't want. So large. All right, let's go over here to here and all right, short sleeve, large. I got charcoal. Did you say large? Yeah, you said large. Got charcoal, royal blue, warm gray. Let's see here. How do I get apparel? There it is. There's all of them. So I started the menu. I just don't have it up there yet. There's the alternate apparel menu, Chris, and I still don't have it in the up on the header yet. All right, large, black, charcoal, purple, royal blue, warm gray, black, and that looks like all of the larges. So right there. No, Stripples, you're not late. You're just in time. Hang around. We're gonna give away some stuff. So Richard, what color would you want in the large there, sir? And royal blue. Okay. All right. Let me go over here, make some notes. So Richard. And you said royal blue. Large. All right. Email me your address, your mailing information, and I will get that out to you. Enter. All right. What are y'all? You looking at me? Okay, good. All right. He might have had it corrected. You might have seen it where it was Hobo with Wood, but maybe it was corrected as well. Hobo wife asking if you can do any snowmen. I've got some snowmen. What kind of design are you thinking of? Oh, man. Well, I think I saved that. I think. Thank goodness the computer's smarter than I am, because I just closed my notepad and didn't think about it. Instead of closing it, I should have minimized it, but it opened it. It's all still there. I thought I just lost everything, but I could have went back on the video and watched it. But I got it there. So minimize apparel, no digital files, and nope, not that way, stupid. Down here. And switch. So I've got some Christmas ornaments. And where? There's a little snowman, Hobo snowman. But I've got it set up so you can do whatever name you wanted in here, so you could personalize a little Christmas ornament snowman. But if there are other ideas, or if she's seen something that she would like, if you said because this is how the windmill came to be. Somebody said, "Hey, can you do this?" And I did it. So if there's a specific style of a snowman that she's seen that she would like to have, if you send me that photograph to hobowithwood.com, I'll take a look at it and see what's involved and see if it's something that I can develop. And if it is, I'll develop it, let you know, put it on the website, and Bob's your uncle will have a snowman. Okay. Snowman shelf setters. Yeah, and that's doable. That's doable. Right now, I want to do the table inlay that I've been putting off for the last week and a half. I want to do that, and then I'll look into that. I've got a major scene. Let's go. Let's see here. That was what was that? Let's see. It's a shadow box. It's a big shadow box. Let's see here. But if you're talking about like I did for the farm set, I've got that. It's a 3 or 4 layer shadow box that I did with a 5.5 inch pre-made shadow box that I bought, and then put the layers in there to create that. But if you're talking about a standalone nativity scene where you've got Mary and Joseph and a lamb and a cow and all these different individual pieces like the farm set, I don't plan to tackle anything like that right now for a while. The farm set burnt me out on that kind of setup. But I have had a lot of people, and my mother being one of them, that's seen something like that. Said, oh, something like that, and making a nativity scene, that might be kind of cool. But yeah, and that's what you say. Yeah, like the farm set. I don't see tackling that right now. But with enough interest, that's what pays the bills. You got to do what people want. I have not thought about it since I put it on the shelf, getting ready for this. Let's see here. All right, we're 2.5 hours in. 160 of you still here though. Good Lord. Some more multi-layers like Spidey and the Jurassic Park dino, but for girls, princesses. Gotta have them for our princesses. Now I've got I think I had one. No, that was just the corner piece. The unicorn. I did a unicorn door trim for girls. You know what, guys? Because there's so many comments that I'm not even getting to see and or address. When you got ideas like this, I encourage you to send me an email. And if you've got an idea of a concept, or even if you've seen a design on Etsy or somewhere that you said, man, I kind of like that, but that's kind of stupid price or this or that, or, but hey, I like that. Can you do this? Send me an email, hobowithwood@gmail.com. hobowithwood@gmail.com. And I'll put this back up here so you can see the email. There it is. That's after the Zale. hobowithwood@gmail.com. You just send me your ideas and or suggestions. And you might even, in the subject line, put suggestion, and whatever it is. Suggestion, snowman, this, and then an idea and or any attachments you can of pictures. and that way I can see them. I have them. They'll be there. I can even put them in a special folder in my inbox, categorize them, keep them organized, and be able to keep up with the ideas. Yeah, Chris, that's what I'd have to do with the nativity scene, just like the farm scene. You know, you did one little piece at a time, and eventually you've got a whole set over time instead of trying to bite all lot off at one time. Well, Ashra, I'm sorry you just didn't make it here. I'm glad you're here, but unfortunately you missed the giveaway. I was really hoping to have you in there, and that was something I was going to look forward to saying, hey, we got to send something to the Caribbean. But I've got one more giveaway to do. We're going to give away a flask. I don't know if you personally even need or use or would like to have a flask, but I'm going to do a flask, and I can send it to you unengraved if you want to have your own, that you're going to engrave your own, or if you want something special from Hobo, we'll look at doing that too. Congratulations, names to remember. Congratulations, Papa. I'll be making my donations via PayPal. I don't know how to do it here. Well, that's what's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. That's the paypal.me/Hobo Laser. That's the PayPal link if you prefer to use the PayPal instead of the YouTube. I do appreciate it. Yep, we're going to do the flask right now. I'm just trying to make sure. I don't want to miss anybody's questions. I really want to try and get everybody addressed. Be ready. Your emails are going to be flooded. Well, that's, and obviously I can't get to everything, but having those come in and being able to organize them with suggestion and then what it is, and I'll have a special designation. I should not run out of ideas. I have not. I've not done. I seen somebody doing that the other day. I have not. I seen. In fact, I think Craig. I don't think he's still here. Craig was doing some where he was doing air freshener holders. I think they and I think he even had a little clip that would clip onto the vent in the car, and it actually the air freshener would kind of slip into the little holder and then blow across. But I have not done anything like that. All right, let's get over here to the giveaway tool. And set this up for the flask live stream giveaway hashtag. This should not autocomplete. It should not autocomplete. We should not have that problem again. And it is going to be hashtag drunk. Hashtag drunk. And Soken Ray says Daryl Aspen with Spin Customs does Aspen with Spin Custom does air freshener. Okay. Chris, it don't work like that. I have no control of that whatsoever. But hashtag drunk. We are up to 70 some odd entries now. And then okay. And Roger says that Steve Venturi's workshop does air fresheners. I haven't seen his. I have to go look at his. I know that there were a few people. I'd seen a few people doing them. And Dale says HTL Customs does air fresheners. Brandon says HTL does air fresheners. And hey, there's Matt. Hello, Matt. I'll need to go look at some of the things they're doing. I didn't know that was that high of a demand, air fresheners. And just for giggles, Stripples, no space and all lowercase. No space and all lowercase. Enter again just to make our. There you did it all caps. I don't know if that'll work either. Just for grins, do it one more time. And Kathy, used to it'd take a whole fifth to even get me a good buzz going on. But now, since my strokes and since I have been not partaking at the levels I used to, it doesn't take a whole lot. Of flask would definitely get me drunk now. And I'm not a pretty drunk. I don't know too many people are. I'm not even a fun drunk anymore. I used to be a fun drunk, but now with the strokes bringing my emotions just beneath the skin, I turn into a sad sack. Alcohol is a depressant. I've heard that my entire life. You've probably heard it too. It never made me depressed. I was always happy, fun, have a good time. But now, if I get a little bit of buzz, I'm sad sack. So I don't like to even. I will drink to enjoy the flavor of a whiskey, but I do not want to even so much as get a buzz. Not anymore. Yeah, and congratulations, Jeff. 1.5 years sober. And I'm not saying that you did, but I did not have a problem. But if I had all the money that I wasted on alcohol over the last 15, 20 years, yeah, I'd be a whole lot better off. But congratulations, sir. Thank you, Brad. And Brad says he won a flask earlier this year. Very nice work. Thank you, Peggy. And what I'm laughing at is Uncle Ron here. Not a pretty drunk. Sorry, bro, but you ain't too pretty sober either. Let's see here. So I'm not pretty anyway, and alcohol makes me worse. Yeah. Yo, yes, ma'am. If I had all the money I wasted on whiskey, I'd definitely be on my mountaintop. I'd be on my mountaintop making my own moonshine and selling it. Yep. All right. So we've trickled off. Let's do a drawing for a flask and see what you want to do with it. The winner has a choice. Would you like me to send you a nice flask that you can laser engrave yourself? Or do you want me to send you a hobo what is it I had? And like I said, this one doesn't show up real well, and that's why it's in the reject file or reject pile. But I do one with the Hobo Nation with the hobo, and then it's Thirst Aid. I will not do John's logo because the only way that that worked is if you want one, you have to get it from John Schneider. But I'll either send you a blank one, do you one like that, or put your name on it, whatever you like to do. So let's jump over to the drawing. We got 90 entries for a flask. Congratulations, Chuck. It couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. There's a lot of good folks in my stream, a lot of good supporters. Chuck, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate all of your support for the past several months, years. I don't know that Chicago Bob's even still with us right now, but Chuck and Chicago Bob, you didn't see any kind of donation from him on the stream because they both donated prior to the stream and they did it through Zelle. And Chuck is a regular supporter of the channel. He helps me out and I greatly appreciate you. So I am thrilled to death to be doing this for you. And I'm going to do, yeah, like I said, whatever you'd like to have in the way of a blank one or the Hobo Nation Thirst Aid, or if you want something specific on it, let me know. So let's see here. I will need your mailing information. So email me, Chuck, hobowithwood@gmail.com. Send me your mailing information so I can mail this out. And what if you've already put in the comments? They've been buried with the congratulations. What would you like to have, or would you like to have a blank one? Okay, there he is. What's he say? He says, "I'll take a Hobo Nation. I think that should be your next T-shirt design." Yeah, yeah. I don't know about the Thirst Aid on, but maybe Hobo Nation. Check out my wood, maybe, or check out my wood, Hobo Nation. I don't know. Uh, yeah. All right. So Hobo Nation Thirst Aid. All right. I will make that happen, Captain, and get that out to you. And Brad says, oops, that's not Brad's. Brad says, great idea for a shirt. Yep. And the craziest thing, I swear, I think each and every one of you for being here 3 hours. We got to get out of here. December. Is it December? Yeah, I think it was it's only been 6 months that I started the Patreon page. It's like, I have nothing to offer. And why would anybody want to do? And now I've got, some really good supporters, and I am forever thankful for them. But now there is a reason to become a patron. I've got over $600 worth of files available on hobowithwood.com that the gold patrons get for 100% free. Silver gets them for 80% off, and bronze gets them for 60% off. At $20 a month for a gold patron, you get access to all of those files for free, and I'm uploading new files several times a month. It's growing quickly. So your support as a gold patron would be your best investment if you like the files that I'm doing. Even if you like watching the videos and learning how to do it yourself, at $20 a month to support me and the channel and be able to download those files for free and still you have the ability to do them yourself. It's the best deal going. And like I really did. I was extremely hesitant about setting it up, but now it's like, man, you need to sign up. It's a deal, because I had some idiots like John, and I'll keep calling him out. I'm not going so far as to call him out first and last name, but John signed up as a gold patron, signed up for $20 a month, pledged $20, and then downloaded $530 worth of files and canceled his subscription or his pledge immediately. So he stole $530 worth of files from me for $20. And I wished his name was more unique. But how many Johns are out there? But so because of that, the gold download is throttled to where you can download $40 a month without question. But if you get if there's another file that you want and you don't want to wait till the next month, you just tell me, hey, I've already hit my limit this month, but I want this file too. Can I get it? I'll send it to you. This is just to prevent people from signing up and downloading everything and jumping off there. Eurofighter, my longest stream was 5 hours. And I said I'd never do it again. And I'm not going to do it again. We're going to wrap this up. So, I mean, and that one happened because I promised I was going to do 2 things, and it took me that long to do those 2 things. So I've learned not to over promise. I'm never going to over promise and under deliver. If I promise, I'll deliver. But I've learned to rein myself in. Question. You have some things to offer. You have some things to offer. The work that you do and show us is priceless, Steve, as I am a gold member. And I greatly appreciate your support. And like I said, I do. Initially, I didn't feel like there was any value in becoming a patron, but there's huge value in it now. And let's see here. Comments. No banners. For those who are considering it, that's how you find it. Patreon.com/Hobo With Wood. All right, guys. Yep. You guys saying you got to go. I got to go. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Really? Tim says he saw who won before because of the delay. He was seeing it before the y'all, everybody. Maybe a lot of you were. No, we're not going for 6 hours. Yep. Congratulations to everybody. It was this was not what I initially planned, but I had rather give back, and I had all this stuff and let's give them away. I'm thrilled and tickled to death that we got a new Hobo laser or a new Rolly laser in the family member. It would have been cool if it would have gone to somebody who already had a Rolly, but I'm glad it went to someone who doesn't already have one. And maybe there's Don stepping up to a much, much nicer laser and he's going to be spoiled. So, guys, I want to say good night, good day, have fun, have a great week. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Ron, absolutely. Ron says I have about $30 worth of stuff in my Hobo cart, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a Patreon instead. Yeah, the Patreon coupon. Once I get the authorization and all of it clears, I'll send you a coupon code that'll allow you to download the files for free. As soon as I get the payments all confirmed and all that, that it's only on the digital files. All the digital files are 100% free. The t-shirts and any of the physical products that I've got don't apply to the discounts. But yeah, if you've got $30 worth of stuff in your cart right now, you would be a screw loose not to join up. And then you don't do like John. Don't sign up, get your $30 and cancel. Give it a month and then look in there and say, okay, wow, yeah, this is a pretty good deal. I didn't know I had all that stuff available to me. And you may find that it's absolutely the best investment you've made. All right, guys. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you have an enjoyable weekend. You get to spend time with the family if that's what you want to do. If you don't and you want to crack a cold one, go for it. The weather here is miserable. I need to cut the grass, but I ain't going out in this heat to do it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everyone who donated to the stream. Thank you for those who donated through Zelle. Thank you for your year-long support, your 2 years of support. And here's hoping that we'll be here for another 2. And y'all have a good week. We're going to hit that end stream button. And once we hit the end stream button, like always, it'll continue.